Hello everyone, welcome to today's tutorial. Today we're going to be working this beautiful little stitch. It's actually called the hazelnut stitch, but because I need this stitch to start with a letter N, and all the reasons for that will be revealed in a future video that I'll be doing, I'm actually going to call it the Noisette stitch, which is obviously French for hazelnut. So join me today making this beautiful little noisette stitch. It's made with little single crochet popcorns. It is a little bit of a faff to make, but I think the actual finished square is so pretty and it adds such a lot of texture. And as we're only doing a little square, I think it's quite a fun little project to make. So we're going to start with a total of 24 chains and take it from there. So let's begin. Begin by working 24 chains. Skip your first chain, single crochet in the next chain. Chain 1, skip 1 and single crochet in the next chain. Chain 1, skip 1, single crochet in the next chain. Chain 1, skip 1, single crochet in the next chain. Chain 1, skip 1, single crochet in the next chain. And repeat. You do this to the end of the row, ending with a single crochet in your last chain. So go ahead and I'll meet you in a moment. So here we are at the end of our first row, just finishing off the final single crochet. You'd start row 2 with a single crochet. Just turn your work. There's no need to work a chain, and single crochet in that first stitch. Next, we're going to work a 5 single crochet popcorn stitch in this next chain space. So go ahead and work a total of 5 single crochets into this space. Remove your hook, count back 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Insert your hook. You might find it easy to just pass the lip of your hook under that front chain and then under the back chain. Pop your loop back on your hook and tighten it up slightly. Then pull that loop through and chain 1. Next, skip 1 and single crochet into your next chain space. Chain 1 and then repeat. Work a 5 single crochet popcorn stitch into your next chain space. So that's 2, 3, 4 and 5. Remove your hook, count back 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I may have just missed one hiding there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, there it is. It's just a little tighter. And then under both loops, pop your loop back on your hook and then pull it through to close and chain 1, skip 1 and single crochet into your next chain space and chain 1 and repeat another 5 single crochet popcorn stitch in the next chain space. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Remove your hook, count back 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Insert your hook under those top loops of the stitch, replace your loop on your hook and pull through to close and chain 1, skip 1, single crochet in your next chain space and chain 1 and repeat this sequence to the end. So go ahead, your next stitch is going to be your popcorn stitch into this chain space. You'll chain 1, single crochet here, chain 1, popcorn stitch into this space, chain 1, single crochet here, chain 1, popcorn stitch in the last chain space and end with a single crochet. So we've worked to the end of row 2, worked our final single crochet popcorn stitch, and we just find that very last stitch and work a single crochet. You should end up with a total of 2, 4, 6 popcorn stitches. For row 3, just turn your work and single crochet into that very first stitch. Chain 1 and single crochet into the next chain 1 space. This is just after your popcorn stitch. Chain 1 and single crochet into your next chain 1 space. Chain 1 and single crochet just after your popcorn into your next chain 1 space. Chain 1, single crochet into your next chain 1 space. It can seem a little bit tricky to work out where that chain 1 space is. If you struggle, just look for the tops of your stitches here and go underneath. Chain 1, skip over your next stitch and then go under the top 2 loops of your next stitch. Chain 1, skip over your next chain and go underneath your next stitch. Chain 1, skip and then under the next top 2 loops of that space. Chain 1 and then into your skip 1 and then into your next chain space. Chain 1, skip 1 into your next chain space. Should just check. There we go. To the next. That's it. And then chain 1 and find your very last stitch, which is just there, and work a single crochet. And that completes row 3. For row 4, once again, just turn and start with a single crochet in your first stitch. Single crochet into your next chain 1 space, chain 1, skip 1, and into your next chain 1 space work a 5 single crochet popcorn. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Remove your hook. Count back 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Insert your hook under the top 2 loops. Loop back on your hook and yarn over and pull through. Chain 1, skip 1, single crochet into your next chain 1 space, chain 1, and then again work another 5 single crochet popcorn. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. And chain 1, skip 1, and single crochet into the next chain 1 space, chain 1, and then work another popcorn stitch into the next space. Two, 3, 4, 5. Chain 1, and again we're going to skip 1, single crochet into our next chain 1 space, chain 1, and skip 1, and single crochet popcorn in the next. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 1, skip 1, single crochet in the next space, chain 1, and single crochet popcorn in your next space. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chain 1, skip 1, single crochet in your next space, and then single crochet in the end stitch, and that completes row 4. For row 5, just turn your work, single crochet in your first stitch, chain 1, skip over this one and single crochet in your next space, chain 1, skip 1, single crochet in your next chain 1 space, chain 1, single crochet in your next chain 1 space, chain 1, skip 1, and so on to the end of the row. And you actually single crochet in each of the last 2 stitches, and that completes row 5. For row 6, you just repeat row 2. So it's a 4-row repeat, so you repeat rows 2 to row 5. So as we've just said, row 6, you will start with row 2 again and repeat row 3, 4 and 5. I've actually worked right through up to row 23 to form a square, but you can stop or start these little popcorn stitches wherever you prefer. Right, so I will see you once you've completed the square. Join your yarn in any of the chain 1 spaces. You can do this however you prefer. In the next stitch, single crochet, single crochet in the next chain 1 space, and single crochet in the next stitch, single crochet in the next chain 1 space and into the next stitch all the way to the next corner. We're going to put a total of 3 single crochets into each corner. Now we need to work down the side. Work a single crochet into these little side stitches, perhaps go into this one. Try to go under 2 loops where you can. We're aiming to get 23 single crochets down the side, not counting the extra corner stitches. The yarn split there. Right, I think you get the idea. So you're working your single crochets down the side, and this is how it's looking. Okay, so I'll see you at the bottom left hand corner. So we're at the bottom left hand corner. We need to work a total of 3 single crochets into that bottom corner. And next we need to work across the base. So you can really just work into your space to make it easier and into the next stitch. All the way across. And I'll meet you at the next corner. So we're now at the bottom right corner, and we need to work 3 single crochets into this bottom right corner. So 1, 2 and 3, and then we need to work once again our single crochets all the way up this side. So just space these out as best you can, aiming to get 23 single crochets in total up this side as well. Okay, so go ahead, work up your right hand side, and I will meet you at this top right corner. So here we are at the top right corner. I've already worked 1 single crochet. We'll pop another 2 single crochets in there. And then we just work into our stitches across the top. So into your chain space and into your single crochet. Until you get to where you first started. And then you can finish with an invisible join or a slip stitch into that first stitch. It's entirely up to you. I've mentioned on previous videos, I do prefer to finish with an invisible join, just so when I'm joining up my squares at a later date, I can see the little tops of the stitches easier. So I'll go ahead and do an invisible join. So you snip your yarn and just pull that yarn through, and then thread your needle with this yarn, which I'll do off camera. So to work an invisible join, I'm going to skip over the first stitch we made, go under both of those top loops of the next stitch from front to back, and then just bring our stitches together like so. And then we can just go under the back loop of this stitch and then look for the back loop of the stitch or the third loop and just pull to close. Sometimes you will find that first the little stitch you've skipped just pops through there, and then you just weave in as normal. However you do finish off or fasten off your stitches. Try not to pull this too tightly so I don't distort that little front and back loop we've just made to create our invisible join. So we'll just check, have a little look at it. 1, 2, there. That's absolutely fine. So we can go ahead and just make sure that's completely secure and just snip the yarn now close to the work. So that's a little square completed. Just have a little look. There we are. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon when I work the next video.